Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Community action against corruption concerned with corruption in Ratsa. Tourism and Arts Minister assures government's commitment in fighting corruption. And Israel strikes southern Beirut on eve of religious holiday. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. Community Action Against Corruption Executive Director Brighton Tembo notes that the presence of corruption at the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA shows the lack of commitment to genuine corruption fight by Anti-Corruption Commission. Recently, 5 RATSA officers were arrested for corruption. Mr. Tembo says RATSA was previously one of the shining in Zambia with the highest levels of integrity. The selective approach to the fight against punishment, where corruption of those who are close to managers of power is not treated as serious crimes, other people in both public and private institutions are finding it difficult to stay away from corruption activities. Mr. Tembo believed the collapse of genuine corruption fight in the current regime has resulted into mushrooming corrupt activities, even in institutions that were previously corrupt-free like RATSA.
But in many public institutions and private institutions is a clear indication that there is nothing to fear by people to get engaged in corruption, because they have seen that those who are closer with the powers that be can commit a corruption. Their cases can take ages to investigate without conclusion. Certain corruption reports that are too sensitive, that can implicate those who are serving in the system today, are kept there at the Anti-Corruption Commission, like the Financial Intelligence Center report, without any action taken. So the consequences of the selective approach to the fight and lack of straightforward attitude towards corruption fight by Anti-Corruption Commission has started bearing fruits. That's why we now have corruption even at the Road Transport and Safety Agencies.
Tourism and Arts Minister Rodney Sikumba has noted that the government has created an enabling environment for the private sector to take a leading role in the country's economy. The minister stated that this is evident through the Public-Private Dialogue Forum (PPDF), which was developed with the goal of promoting economic growth and development through public-private partnerships. Mr. Sikumba said that as the government looks to the future, it extends an invitation to both foreign and local entrepreneurs to invest in the sector. The minister said this when he officiated at the 2025 Zambia Travel Expo.
We are therefore doubling our efforts to ensure that the sector's potential to contribute to inclusive development is fully exploited. In doing so, we must ensure that those who form the very fabric of our tourism experience, that is the local and small medium enterprises, especially those led by women and youth, are amplified. This is government's deliberate agenda to actually support small and medium enterprises. And I am reliably informed, ladies and gentlemen, of the 110 exhibitors that we have today are from small and medium enterprises.
The Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, has today held fruitful bilateral discussions with the Vice Minister of the General Administration of Sport of China, Mr. Li Jing, in Beijing, aimed at enhancing cooperation in the field of sports development. The engagement, which forms part of Honorable Nkandu's ongoing working visit to China, focused on deepening strategic collaboration in areas of mutual interest, particularly in promoting affordable access to sports infrastructure and equipment. Prior to the high-level meeting, Honorable Nkandu engaged with Zambia's ambassador to China, His Excellency Mr. Ivan Zilu, and some embassy officials. Speaking during the engagement, Mr. Nkandu praised the People's Republic of China for its consistent and unwavering support to Zambia's developmental agenda in key sectors such as construction, mining, energy, and sport. The minister emphasized the importance of sports as a tool for youth empowerment and social transformation and appealed for continued partnership in advancing Zambia's sporting ecosystem. Meanwhile, Vice Minister Li Jing reaffirmed China's right to support Zambia's aspirations in sport by facilitating affordable sports equipment and exploring broader technical cooperation. This engagement adds to a series of high level meetings being held during Mr. Nkandu's official mission to China, which is aimed at unlocking investment opportunities and fostering sustainable partnerships in youth empowerment, sports excellence, and cultural exchange. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts Principal Public Relations Officer Nchimunya Ngandu. The Ministry of Health yesterday received a donation of work kits from the Africa CDC intended to boost efforts of community health workers. Health Permanent Secretary for Donor Coordination, Dr. George Sinyangwe, who officiated at the handover, which was done during the closing ceremony of the Community Health Coordinators meeting, said the kits are a collection of enablers and resources to provide support for the community health workers. Dr. Sinyangwe said as the Ministry of Health is transitioning from program based community volunteers to polyvalent community based volunteers, it is critical that volunteers are equipped with skills, tools, and supplies to enable their work in the community in order to achieve universal health coverage by the year 2030. Dr. Sinyangwe expressed gratitude to Africa CDC for the gesture and unwavering support to the health sector. He further emphasized that community health work has contributed positively to the improvement of public health in Zambia. And in other news trending this evening, the Secretariat of the Southern African Development Community SADC, the Government of the Republic of Zambia, and the Development Bank of Southern Africa (DBSA) has announced the commissioning of the landmark Kazungula Water Project scheduled for 9th June 2025. The Minister of Health, Elijah Michima, officially opened the 44th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference of the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, PSZ, in Livingstone. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary Doti Chibamba has announced that the ministry has concluded stakeholder consultations for the statutory instrument that will operationalize the Carbon and Climate Change Act. Dr. Chibamba added that the enactment of the Carbon and Climate Change Act creates an enabling environment for carbon projects in Zambia. He stated that the Act will serve as a guiding framework in facilitating sustainable efforts to mitigate climate change and achieve impactful outcomes in Zambia. The Permanent Secretary was speaking during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Caritas and Our Planet, Our Future, which he believes should translate into tangible results for the country.
We urge all involved organizations to move quickly in bringing this vision to life, ensuring that tangible progress is made on the ground as soon as possible. To inform you about the recent developments that have happened, including the enactment of the Carbon and Climate Change Act, creates an enabling environment for carbon projects in Zambia. This legislation will serve as a guiding framework, facilitating sustainable efforts and ensuring that climate action is both seamless and impactful.
Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, Israel has carried out airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, one of the most important celebrations in Islam, followed evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area where Hezbollah is based in the capital. There were no initial reports of injuries. The Israel Defense Forces IDF said it had identified a Hezbollah unit producing thousands of drones underground funded by Iranian terrorists. The attack occurred despite a ceasefire being in effect between Israel and the armed group for the past 6 months. And in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia FAZ has called off the Chipolo Polo's scheduled international friendlies against Sudan and Tunisia, initially set for 6 and 10 June in Morocco. FAZ President Keith Mwemba confirmed the cancellation at a press briefing held at Football House, describing the situation as deeply regrettable but unavoidable due to a combination of logistical setbacks, unresolved player grievances, and inherited financial obligations. Speaking at a press briefing held at Football House, Mwemba said the decision to cancel the matches was not taken lightly, but became unavoidable due to serious and unfortunate occurrences that compromised the team's ability to travel and represent the nation with unity and discipline. Zambia was scheduled to play Sudan and Tunisia on 6 and 10 June 2025, respectively, in preparation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. However, a number of players declined to travel, citing unpaid allowances from their previous outing in Russia and other outstanding dues. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening is mainly clear, slightly windy, and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news part. Before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Community Action Against Corruption Executive Director Brighton Temple notes that the presence of corruption at the Road Transport and Safety Agency RATSA shows the lack of commitment to genuine corruption fight by Anti-Corruption Commission SEC. Tourism and Arts Minister Rodney Sikumba has noted that the government has created an enabling environment for the private sector to take a leading role in the country's economy. And finally, Israel has carried out airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. For more news, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.